So get this, an extra hole at the upper part of the sink has multiple hidden functions. First, in case someone forgets to close the tap, the water won't overflow and the bathroom won't get flooded. Second, thanks to that hole, the water drains faster as it gives an escape for the air, helping the water flow down. Those two holes on the side of any Converse shoe are not there only to let the stinky air out. Sure, breathability is important for any athlete, but the second reason is that athletes lace through those holes to get a better grip. Donuts have a hole in the middle, and it doesn't stand for "Oh" in donut. It's not designed for an easier grip either, although it can be quite convenient. It's actually made this way for mass baking, so that they cook all the way through evenly. Most metallic zippers have a hidden lock inside them to save you from awkward situations, such as an undone fly. Oh boy. Don't leave the zipper handle in an upward position. When you pull it downwards, it automatically locks. It's all thanks to those tiny grooves hidden underneath the handle. Almost any public toilet has a large gap between the floor and the door. The reason for such a zero privacy thing is to actually minimize the level of privacy and comfort, so that people wouldn't stay there long and there'd be no lines. It's also easier to clean and safer if some emergency occurs. Spoiled milk emits gases, like most foods when they go bad. A classic plastic milk jug has a concave shape on one side, so when the gases expand inside the jug, it expands too, and the concave shape curves out. Also, if you want to save some milk for later and freeze it, the jug will expand when the milk gets solid as well, occupying more space in a jug. Headrests in a car are about comfort, and detachable headrests are about safety. If you pull the headrest out of the seat, you'll see two bars, which are quite sturdy. If you ever get locked or trapped in a car, you can get out of there smashing the window with one of these bars. Bath foam isn't only for fun or a nice smell. It also helps regulate the temperature. The bubbles keep the water hot, so you can enjoy a bath a bit longer. Anyway, it works for acrylic bathtubs only. Those made of metal lose heat really fast either way. Many cups and mugs have little grooves on the bottom on purpose. They're designed for dishwashing machines. The grooves let the water flow and not spill over your feet when you take the cup out. Also, those grooves let the air flow, so the cup doesn't crack even if the tea is scalding. Almost all measuring tapes have a metal tip with a small slot on the end. You can use this slot to hang the tape on a nail or a screw and make measurements without anyone's help. Sometimes this tip has a row of sharp points along the edge on one side. That comes in handy when you want to leave a mark without using a pencil. Doorknobs are usually made of brass, bronze, and some other copper alloys for a reason. They have an antibacterial effect, so they stop microbes from spreading. They get rid of a range of harmful germs pretty fast, within a couple of hours. But don't forget to wash your hands anyway. Grocery carts have loops for a reason. You don't want to put your jacket in a cart next to potatoes and onions. Hang it on a loop. This little hook-like thing is here to help you better organize the space in your cart. The carts also have a super handy grid. Whenever the cart's full, you just need to lift the grid and attach the shopping basket for extra purchases, placing it in between the horizontal bar above the wheels and the hook the grid has. A point on an ointment cap is there for a reason too. Most tubes are usually sealed with foil, and it's better to avoid opening it with fingers unless you're ready to say goodbye to your nails. A point easily opens even the most safely sealed tube. A pack of cotton pads has those strings on it so that we could hang it on some hook or holder. And no, there's no need to untighten and tighten the pack again. Look at the bottom of the pack. It has a perforated line. Tear along it, and now you're good to pull out a cotton pad. If you've ever tried a Nintendo cartridge to taste, you'll confirm that they taste revolting, leaving a sour, bitterish aftertaste in your mouth. They're covered with denatonium benzoate, one of the most disgusting flavors ever known. Actually, this taste is kind of a hidden function. It prevents people from swallowing those cartridges. Silica gel can often be found in different things you buy, like bags, shoes, and many others. Don't throw it away. It's meant to absorb excess moisture, so anytime your shoes are a bit wet, Just throw in a packet with silica gel. Escalator brushes aren't for keeping your shoes clean or polished. It's for our safety. Brushes won't let you come close to the edge, so a long coat or bootcut jeans won't end up between the steps. Rough edges on the dimes aren't just about design. The coins used to be made of precious metals to show their real value. People would shave off the edges, spending the shaven coins with the same value, and melt the edges into new coins. To avoid it, minters added that pattern so people could tell if someone cut that coin before. Ever notice a tiny hole on the bottom of a padlock? Its hidden purpose is to drain water to help avoid corrosion. It's always the most convenient place to lubricate a padlock. A drop of oil in there will make it open and close easier. Bottles have long necks for a reason. Hold the neck, not the bottle, if you want to enjoy a cold drink. Same goes for fancy glasses. Their stem saves any drink from overheating, so hold it right. Notebook margins are not some extra space for note-taking. In fact, people invented them to protect their notes. People used to co-live with rats, and these guys like gnawing on everything they see on their way, including paper. Still, rats weren't able to chew more than the space left on the margins. That black grate on a microwave isn't just some fancy decoration. It's called a Faraday shield, and it prevents the rays from escaping the microwave. It also speeds up the heating, so you can enjoy yesterday's leftovers faster. It may also block phone signals, so if you're tired of numerous calls, just put the phone into a microwave, but don't turn it on. All Tic Tac containers are designed to dispense one Tic Tac every time you open it. The lid has the same shape as the candy. Turn the container upside down, gently shake it, and slowly open it. You'll notice only one candy stuck between those lid grooves. So if you just open the container and shake it until 5 or more candies fall into your mouth, that means you've been eating Tic Tac wrong all this time. Those little holes in the airplane windows are designed to control the cabin pressure. They also protect the windows from fogging up as the temperatures drop and rise. By the way, the airplane window is round for a reason. This way, pressure is evenly distributed, so it doesn't get deformed. Blue bristles on a toothbrush are actually an indicator that it's just about time to change the brush. As the bristles get in contact with water, the blue or whatever other pigment fades away. So the more you use it, the duller the color becomes. A triple handle on a jerry can is there to make it easier for 2 people to carry it and distribute the fuel evenly. Gas cans often have a second hole that actually needs to be uncapped too before you pour the gas. The air passage will prevent it from pouring out, so no more fuel waste. The tab on the rearview mirror does have a function. It holds your air freshener, a pair of foam dice, your graduation tassel, and some other useful stuff. But in fact, it works as a tumbler between day and night mode. It helps hold the glare from the car behind you. Those car lights can blind you. Now, don't blame that little lump on your computer cable for getting stuck somewhere for the umpteenth time. This cylinder, shapes and colors may vary, actually prevents interference from other signals, like those your phone emits. A lack of privacy in public bathrooms, I mean those large gaps beneath where normal doors tend to be, is there for a reason. This way, people do their business faster and there are fewer lines. Also, if something goes wrong, it's easy to find a person who needs help. In London, there are some poles that kind of look like street lamps, but there are no bulbs. Well, their official name is stink pipes, and they're a thing of the past now, but they used to come in handy back in the 19th century. These hollow poles would vent away the air and explosive gases with bad smells to prevent, shall we say, unwanted consequences. Blank pages in the books aren't actually for the author's signature. It's all about the manufacturing process. Books are printed on large sheets, so one sheet can fit in 4 pages. If a book has an odd quantity of printed pages, chances are you'll get a blank one for notes. Now, originally, golf balls were smooth, but some time ago, players noticed that overused balls with damages flew better than brand new ones. At some point, they started producing balls with dimples. Windshield black dots help disperse the sun glaring right into your eyes. This sort of frame keeps the UV rays away, so it serves as sunglasses for your car. The tab on the rearview mirror has obvious functions. It holds your air freshener, that cute toy. But in reality, it was meant to be a tumbler between day and night mode. It reduces the glare from the car behind you, so you can't be blinded. Colored dots on chip bags aren't as useful as those on the windshield, but they have a purpose too. Manufacturers need them to control the package color and show what ink color was used on the package. No big deal. Your microwave has a silent mode. Seriously. If those beeps drive you nuts, press 1 or 0 and hold. It might work. Also, there is sometimes a silent button you kept ignoring all this time. Anyway, there are no two identical microwaves, so a manual should come in handy. Grocery cart loops have more functions than you think. You don't want to put your fancy white jacket in a cart next to carrots and Coke. This little hook-like thingy helps organize all the stuff in your cart better, so you can enjoy your shopping trip. Another thingy we often neglect is a point on an ointment cap. Most tubes are usually sealed with plastic film or foil, and opening it with your fingernails isn't the best idea. A point easily opens even the most safely sealed tube. Automatic lip liners and eye pencils have a sharpener installed in the package. The lid on the back part of the pencil doesn't only reveal the color, you can pull it out and sharpen up the product. Toothpicks come in different varieties, and one of them is a bit puzzling. Sometimes they have several grooves. The first one is weak, so it's easy to break the toothpick in two. The smaller section with one more groove can be used as a stand to avoid the contact with the table. You can make a makeshift stand for disposable chopsticks. They have a sort of lump at one side before you split the pair. So next time you have a sushi dinner, try breaking off that lump instead of regular splitting. When you want to take a sushi break, just place the stick on this stand. Yeah, you've heard before that a drawer beneath your oven is there for keeping the food warm if the guests are running late. Here's one more hidden function. You can slow cook on lower temperatures in that drawer too. All the bottles used to be of the same green color once. But later it was discovered that brown ones are way better at blocking UV light. Say no more. Stickers on fruit seem to provide zero information about the product. But if you look closer, you'll find some numbers that can tell you more. A 5-digit number where the first number is 9 is a good sign. You're about to buy an organic product. A 4-digit number starting with a 3 or 4 means it was conventionally farmed, and if the number starts with an 8 and there are 5 digits, well, it's best to leave it on the shelf. A dollar has its secrets too. A large letter with a rim shows which bank is responsible for issuing this bill. There are 12 banks distributing currency. For example, the L says it was printed in San Francisco. Now, some cups look like they're chipped on the bottom, but they're produced this way. In fact, these dimples are supposed to keep the cup in place on wet surfaces, and it doesn't let excess water accumulate while it's in a dishwasher. Small hollows in a chocolate box are designed for chocolate lovers. Press the closest deepening to the chocolate that you want to grab, and it'll jump out of the box right into your hand. Bath foam can be more than just a pleasant smell. It also has a sort of thermoregulatory function. The bubbles save water heat, so you can enjoy your bath a little longer. Disclaimer: it works for acrylic bathtubs only. Those made of metal lose heat fast, no matter how much foam you make. A good doorknob is one that's made of brass, bronze, or some copper alloys. These metals have an anti-germ effect. Bacteria spread way slower on them. They also get rid of germs pretty fast, within a couple of hours. Nope, it doesn't mean you don't have to wash your hands. If you pour milk or juice right onto your t-shirt every single time, you're probably not doing it right. Try pouring it from the other side of the carton. It sloshes less and is easier to control. There's only one way you can store your peanut butter right. If you place it the regular way, it may get a bit solid before long. The trick is to store it upside down so the oils don't stay on the bottom all the time and distribute evenly. A dinner jacket has small pockets above regular ones, and they're not useless. They're called ticket pockets, and were designed so that gentlemen wearing such jackets could easily access the tickets and show them on a train. They could also store cash and other small loose items in a super convenient way. Now, whatever coffee shop you go to, all the disposable cups look exactly the same, only the logo changes. The secret here is the special shape that allows you to enjoy your drink easily. The top is always wider, which allows it to accommodate your nose while you're drinking, and the bottom is always narrower, so that anyone can hold it easier, even if the hand is quite small. This width difference also allows the cups to stack. Triangular flaps on small juice cartons can help control unwanted spillage. If you flip them and use them as handles for the carton, you won't press the package, so the juice won't be squeezed uncontrollably. Now, if you have a mason jar and a blender with a screw on top, this secret is life-changing. You can actually put a mason jar directly onto the blender and make any shake you want without having to wash the blender jar. Just don't put your device on max. There's one trick you can use to make salt and pepper come out smoothly. Grab a container with pepper or salt, turn it upside down. There are ridges on the bottom of the shaker. Now grab the second container and rub those ridges together. The vibrations will make the product literally flow out. Most headphones, both wired and wireless, have little holes. They're needed to ensure good sound. The air circulates through those holes, which is important for the sound quality. Stick sachets were designed smartly. No need to tear one of its edges. The right way is to tear them down the middle. Now, you may say it's not a big difference, but at least there's less mess with those torn paper bits. If 2 zips for one section seem a bit too much for you, it's probably time you started using them wisely. It's a great pickpocket proof. You can put on a small lock on those zippers and make sure no one but you can open your backpack. Hide the key in the 5th pocket on your jeans that was originally designed to keep watches safe. So, now you know. Hey, look! Are all of the bristles on your toothbrush bent out of shape, like me? Only kidding. Well, it's time to throw it in the trash. Our mouths are full of harmful bacteria, so toothbrushes need to be replaced every 3 to 4 months if you want to have a safe and hygienic morning. Now, when's the last time you replaced your pillows or cushions? If you don't remember, it's time to put them into the bin. Every time we sleep on them, we leave behind tiny pieces of ourselves, so they don't stay clean for long. Pillows should be replaced every year or 2. While we're in the bedroom, if your mattress is more than 10 years old, it's probably time to go shopping for a new one. Over time, they can accumulate allergens like mold, mildew, dust mites, and other things you wouldn't want to sleep around. Even if you clean your mattress well, if it's nearly 10 years old, it could be home to billions of bacteria by now. Now, there's no reason to keep that menu from the pizza place you didn't like. It's time to recycle those old items. Look your favorite takeout up on the internet, and you're sure to find an easier way to order online. Unless you're planning on moving anytime soon, there's no need for all those cardboard boxes. Just imagine how much space they're all taking up. Donate them if they're in good condition, or recycle them. Remember when you last sewed on a button? If you're like most people, then it's never. Why do we always have a little bag filled with extra buttons? If you don't have the matching clothing anymore, you shouldn't keep the buttons. Pretty much everything has an expiration date, even those spices and canned soups sitting right in the back of your cupboards. It's time to toss anything that's expired. Don't forget to wipe down your shelves while they're clear too. Old receipts pile up quickly. Unless it's tax deductible, you don't need them anymore, especially if you can't even read them. As soon as it turns into a new year, it's safe to say you won't be needing that outdated calendar anytime soon. Give it the old heave-ho. Putting furniture together can drive the calmest person crazy. Unless you're planning to take it apart again, though, you'll never need the manual again. Throw it into the recycling and make your house a bit tidier. That sunscreen is so last year. Old sunscreen loses its ability to protect from the sun's rays over time, so if you don't want to turn as red as a lobster, throw it out and buy a new one. This one might sting, but it's time to say goodbye to all those DVDs. Like VHS, they're outdated. If you can stream it, you don't need physical copies anymore. Keep your favorites and get a bit of extra money for the rest. Try to play any board game with missing pieces, and you'll realize that it's not much fun anymore. Replace them with new versions and enjoy the games the way they were intended to be played. Takeout restaurants love to give more packets of ketchup than necessary, and we're always holding on to them just in case. You should have a cleanup and throw them all away. You really don't want the unfortunate surprise of finding one that's expired or, worse, leaked everywhere. Now, just because you've put expired batteries back into storage doesn't mean they'll start working again. They may be amazing, but they're not magical. Old batteries can also be dangerous, so make sure to dispose of them safely. Like the black hole in the washing machine, as where the old socks go, there's another one capturing the Tupperware container's lids. You're never going to find the lid, ever, so send it off for recycling. If you've gotten any old broken phones lying around your house, try to sell them or recycle them at your local electronics store. Unless you're an engineer, you probably won't get them working again, so it's time to let go. Most unused exercise equipment just ends up holding laundry. If you're not using it, you should sell it. It's taking up way too much space in your house and is probably quite valuable. Think of all the extra cash just sitting there. Holding on to travel brochures from trips you've already gone on doesn't make any sense. You'll never use them again, and there are far better mementos. Just enjoy the photos you have from that vacation and get prepared for the next one. You might have a bag of old Christmas cards somewhere in your house. If you do, it's time to let them go. Save any that are special to you and toss the rest in the recycling. Get rid of all those old bills you don't need to keep anymore. Who needs to be reminded of how much money they've spent? If you have 1,000 fridge magnets, you might want to get rid of some. They're probably just making your fridge look cluttered anyway. Throw away any you don't even remember getting, and keep a few of your favorites in a drawer. Have a look at your stationery drawer. If you haven't used that hole punch or pencil sharpener since you left school, it might be time to let them go. You probably don't use those tiny screws and plastic pieces from furniture you don't even remember owning. In the trash they go. Magazines you've already read a million times and recipe books you rarely use anymore are great dust collectors. Keep the ones you still look at, gather up the rest, and get recycling. Deep down, you know you're never going to use those whiteout bottles. They probably dried up years ago. Bye! Everything comes with a remote control these days. If you own more than necessary, throw them away. We all have that special container filled with used rubber bands, twisty ties, and paper clips that we're never going to find a use for. Find the trash and throw them all inside. If you haven't worn a pair of shoes in 5 years, you probably won't feel like wearing them anytime soon. These are great to donate, if they're still usable, of course. Concert tickets, name tags from conferences, and old entry passes don't need to be kept once the event is over. Holding on to old clothing that hasn't fit in years in hopes you'll wear it again is just a waste of space. Keep anything that has sentimental value, donate the rest to a local charity, and free up some room for some cool new clothes. Newspapers more than a few days old should be recycled. Unless there's an article you absolutely need, toss any old newspapers. All those craft supplies for projects that you never actually started can easily be donated or given to a friend who is bored during those winter months. Everyone loves fresh squeezed orange juice, but how often are you actually squeezing those oranges yourself? It's time to get rid of all your old novelty kitchen gadgets. If you're lucky, a cleanup might remind you of some of your old favorites. It's not your cooking skills that are wrecking your steak dinner. It's the cheap pans that keep burning your meal. Investing in a new set will ensure that your food is cooked to perfection. Take away chopsticks, plastic cutlery, and more napkins than you care to count. If you haven't used them in a year, they need to go. Items packed with takeouts are usually very low quality, so it isn't a good idea to use them years afterwards. We've all taken up baking at one point, but how many baking dishes can you really fit in your oven at the same time? Keep what you use and set the others free. There are always empty bottles and jars kept just in case. If you're not making a lot of pasta sauce, you don't need many. Getting rid of them clears shelf space for things you use more often. Unless you think there's a good chance you'll return those brand new purchases, you should only hold on to the boxes for a couple of weeks, unless you're building a box castle, of course. Dull knives can make eating that roast chicken nearly impossible, especially when the knives were cheap to begin with. Inexpensive knives aren't easily sharpened, so it's time to replace them with a few quality ones. Towels need replacing often, but don't let them go to waste. Old towels make great rags when you cut them up. They also make for a good dog blanket for when you go to the beach and don't want sand all over your car. If you can't identify what's in the freezer with a glance, toss it. You don't want to risk spreading bacteria to your newer food. A natural loofah should be replaced every 3 to 4 weeks. If you've got one of the plastic ones, those can last for 2 months. Over time, they accumulate bacteria and skin cells from our adventures. As a general rule, when they start to look too fluffy, it's better to replace them. After painting the living room, it makes sense to keep the leftover paint in the garage, except that it was years ago. If it hasn't dried out completely, it's probably expired. That black hole in the washing machine that keeps eating your socks isn't returning them anytime soon. Time to just accept the loss and say goodbye to the odd socks cluttering your drawer. Now that you have gotten rid of unmatched socks, you might as well get rid of any pairs that have holes in them. The same goes for any clothing that looks a bit worse for wear, too. If you don't think you'll ever have the patience to restore your rusty tools, it's a better idea just to replace them. Make sure to store them correctly, too. They'll last a lot longer. Think you're going to find a use for all those stretched out hair ties? Think again. All they'll do is fill up your drawers. Dogs or cats are often spoiled for choice of toys and treats. If you notice that the house is filled with toys, when it's time to do the housekeeping, get rid of some. Your dog probably won't miss that toy that has been stuffed behind the sofa for 2 years. If they're not too worn, you could even donate them to a shelter. Do you have lots of keys in the house you don't remember the use for? Me too. Then that's probably a sign to get rid of some. Make sure to try them all out first, though. You might have the key to some secret pirate treasure. Maybe the first time you get a business card, it's cool to keep. But if you can't close your wallet or purse anymore, it's time to discard them. Sort through to see if you have any important ones and get rid of ones from people you've never heard of. Kitchen sponges can get dirty really quickly. The only solution is to replace your sponge more often, especially when they're starting to get a smell. You don't want to add a dose to E. coli to your meal every time you wipe a plate down. All shapes and sizes of hangers just seem to appear in the closet. If you've got old or broken hangers just taking up space, do your clothes a favor and buy some new ones. They're really cheap to replace, and new ones will make your wardrobe a lot better looking. Got a lot of baggage at home? It's probably time to take a trip, or take a load off. One large suitcase for long trips and a smaller bag for day trips are all that's needed. Any more, and you're taking way too many vacations, which is not a bad thing. So, grocery carts have loops for a reason. You don't want to put your jacket in your cart next to a bunch of potatoes and onions, do ya? Hang it on the loop instead. It's there to help you organize your cart better. Carts also have a cool section at the bottom. Whenever your cart's full, just lift it up and attach a shopping basket for extra purchases. Lift up the whole metal thing, sit your basket on the horizontal bar above the wheels, and secure it with those handy hooks. If you've got some pesky parsley stuck in your teeth, try this tip. It can be hard to get it all out with loose floss. You need more tension. Just tie it in a knot. Toothpaste stripes may seem a bit weird. It's just a marketing trick. Back in the 70s, a leading toothpaste brand added a blue stripe to show that their toothpaste had double action. Solid white toothpaste worked just as well. But those blue bristles on your toothbrush actually make sense. They gradually lose their color over time. When the blue's faded, it's time to change your toothbrush. Ever notice that tiny hole on the bottom of a padlock? Its hidden purpose is to drain water out to keep it from rusting. It's also the place to lubricate a padlock. A drop of oil in there will make it open and close way easier. Those ridges on the edge of dimes aren't just for show. People used to shave off the edges, then melt the edges down into new coins. But thanks to the new design, it's easy to tell if someone's been shaving the edges off. If you still struggle with peeling an orange, here's another way of opening it. First, cut off the top and bottom. Make a slit on the side and pull it open. That knobbly bit sticking out of the cap of your favorite cream is there for a reason. These tubes are usually sealed with foil, so unless you love breaking your nails trying to open them, just flip the cap over and push. The tiny rubber disc under every bottle cap isn't just for seeing if you want a lifetime supply of soda. It's what keeps your drink all nice and bubbly. The lid keeps the liquid inside. The rubber disc keeps the gas inside. Until you drink it. If you use the blue side of your eraser to erase pen, your notebooks are probably all full of holes. The blue side's there for when you need to erase something on much thicker paper. It works on pencil and even ink, as long as the paper's thick enough. Your bobby pins might not stay in place if the grooves aren't facing the right way. They should always be on the bottom, close to your head. Still coming loose? Put a squeeze of hairspray right onto the bobby pin before you put it in your hair. Many glass bottles usually have some sort of indent at the bottom. It's handy if you want to be fancy. Put your thumb in the indent and pour away. The technical name for this little dude is a punt. Those sugar sticks at your local coffee stand are ready to be opened in a new and easier way. Look how happy they are. Try splitting it right down the middle. No more sugar on your fingers, no more tiny little paper bit, even your coffee's happier. Your Cotton Rounds pack has those strings on it so you can hang it on a handy hook in the bathroom. But there's no need to loosen and tighten back up again every time. Check out the bottom of the pack. It has a perforated line. Tear it open carefully and you're good to go. Doorknobs are usually made of brass, bronze, or some other copper alloy. Why? They're antibacterial, so they stop microbes from spreading. Just a couple of hours and the pesky microbes are gone. But don't forget to wash your hands anyway. Bottles have long necks for a reason. Hold the neck, not the bottle, if you want to enjoy a cold drink. 2 zips too much? Maybe, but they come in handy as a clever anti-theft device. Just lock them together. Now no one can open your backpack. Don't have a lock on you? You can also tie them together with some string or even just a paper clip. Anything to slow those pickpockets down. That tiny little button on the back of a shirt collar is used to hold your tie in place. You don't want your tie trying to escape back there. Shoe manufacturers care about their customers. So most running shoes now have a special anti-blister system pre-installed. Sounds intense, but it's basically just that extra hole on top of your sneakers. Make a loop with the extra hole, inserting the lace backwards. Cross your laces and put them through the loops. Now pull the laces down to lock your foot in place. Now run. You'll find silica gel packets when you buy bags, shoes, even some snacks. Don't throw them away. They soak up excess moisture, so anytime your shoes are a bit damp, chuck a few gel packets in there overnight. You might have been using your shampoo wrong this whole time. Really? Here's the gist. Don't apply it to your hair. Just apply it to the roots. The foam you create will trickle down on your hair anyway. Notebook margins aren't for taking extra notes or practicing emojis. They were invented to protect people's work. People used to live with a lot of hungry rats around. The rats would nibble at the paper, eating people's work. They put the margin lines there to let people know to start their writing further from the edge, so it's not lost to a hungry rodent. Solo cups are the key element for any barbecue party. But these red cups are even cooler than you thought. You can use them to measure liquids. The bottom line equals 1 ounce, the second line equals 5 ounces, and the third line equals 12 ounces. If you like milk on your tea, try this tip out next time. Pour it from the other side of the carton. It sloshes around less and it's easier to control. Car headrests are all about comfort, and detachable headrests are all about safety. If you pull the headrest out, you'll see 2 sturdy metal bars. If you ever get locked or trapped in a car, you can use the bars to smash the window and get out. Women's shirts have their buttons on the left, even though about 85% of people are right-handed. It would make way more sense to have them on the right. The thing is, back in the day, wealthy women had maids to help them dress. So, for them, the buttons on the left made things much easier, don't you know? The tab on your rearview mirror does have a real function, people. It holds your air freshener, your huge fuzzy dice, maybe a big smiley emoji, but it's actually a switch between day and night mode for your mirror. When it's dark out, the night mode blocks the glare from the car behind you. The McFlurry spoon has a square handle on it. It gets attached directly to the ice cream machine, and the ice cream and toppings get mixed in together, right in your cup. It saves the employees loads of time, plus it saves water because they don't have to wash the machine after each one. Wooden hangers are so hot right now, they could burn up your clothes. Nah, not really, but they look better and are more natural. But there's another reason to use them. They're made of cedar, which is a natural moth repellent. Bonus tip: add some dry orange peel to your closet. No moth is ever going in there again.